Welcome to this Let's Play where we are looking at the campus DLC for Cities Skylines. In this part, what I want to do is start work on this area of the city and effectively create a new city here. We're going to make it into a university city and expand it out that way, because the other thing I would like to do is get to 75,000. But before that, I want to talk about a couple of things to do with education. The first one over here is libraries. Why have we got flashing lights over there? Oh, that's the police going through. Now, libraries seem to have a slightly odd role in the education system. And eventually I had a look at the Wikipedia on libraries. And what libraries actually do is, if you actually look at what its description of libraries in here, it says libraries give a small bonus to education within a building radius. But what it doesn't say is that libraries actually give a boost to entertainment in a given area as well, based, I assume, on the assumption that people go in and read books and films, newspapers, and that seems to have a reasonable impact on land value. Because here, the land value here is pretty high, which is good. So if you really need to boost up your land value, putting out a library could be useful, but there's also another element to libraries which is not quite so clear, and that is that if you've got, say for example, say someone moves into this area from the outside and they're a young adult and uneducated. Now the way the education system works is a child has to go to elementary school, then goes to high school, and then go to university, so they have to progress through the university system. If you hit someone coming from the outside, as I say, a young adult who is uneducated, they do not join the education system. But what will happen is, if they go to a library, there is a chance that they will move up an education level. So an uneducated adult visiting the library has a chance of becoming educated, and they all move up the levels. But be aware, guys, that the chance of moving up a level decreases with level of education. So, but it does show that there's a possibility that if you've got a lot of uneducated adults who come in and join the city, especially in the early game, a library may actually help them improve their education level and get a better job. Now, the other thing that I've been checking is over here, and if you see here, this area here, which is my newest area, which is still growing up, as you can see as I've just flipped through there. Now, the elementary coverage is good. The high school coverage is improving slowly, and the university coverage is really bad. And that's considering the fact that I've got very good university coverage here. You can see here I've only got 5,000 in the university. I've got capacity for 7,700. And even the high school has got good coverage. I've got two high schools here. And I think correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but this is my theory over what is actually happening here. The impact of education depends on children going to school, getting an elementary education. You can see that as they're learning, this is improving. Then they go to high school and it improves. And it's not until that generation goes to the university when that actually starts to have the impact there. We actually have a library here. We could drop a library in, I suppose. And there's a bad building there. And I'm a bit late now, but I could have shown you. You can see here straight away, see the library has pushed up the land value. So libraries do seem to have quite an impact on land value. Anyway, I think that's about it. The other thing that's also happened is that we are now on level 4 for my oil production, but I don't really want to expand it any further, because as far as I know, my unique factories are doing quite well. What we will have is a quick look at the unique factories to see what else I've unlocked here. We've got steel plant. Well, we don't need that. So we got here, we've got a petroleum refinery which takes oil and plastics. Wow, that is really big. I wouldn't really want to put it on that one-way system, because that could be slightly problematic. Well, we've got to put it down, guys. just have a look. I think what we can do is sneak it out like that, and we should be able to. We drop the refinery there, and we it needs metals. Okay, so we've got a problem straight away. I didn't spot the metals. Well, maybe we'll treat that as a long-term project, and I'll come back to it. I mean, I don't think we can import metals. Let me just have a quick look. We find storage. Find a warehouse. I drop a warehouse there, and if we put that, that's just oil. Okay. So we would have to. I don't know if I can cheat the game a little bit or no. Forestry. Nope. Farming. Probably no. These are barns, so we'd have to lay out an ore area. I don't want to get distracted by that. I want to start work on this area here. But I've just noticed that this is empty. So what we're going to do is actually just demolish that garbage truck, because that will improve the pollution in this area. Just we're going to make sure. We don't need that power cable there anyway, so I'm just going to take this out. Now, I've had a couple of comments about my obsession with roundabouts. Well, I mean, to give you guys a bit of an example, because in the UK, the two things we seem to love is roundabouts and traffic lights. Roundabouts, I'm quite happy to live with. Traffic lights, I think, like most people who encounter large quantities of them, I absolutely detest traffic lights. That's one reason why you don't see traffic lights in my cities, but you do see lots of roundabouts. And to give you a bit of an example, several years ago, I visited Poland, and on the way back, I drove from Katowice, which is in southern Poland, all the way to Calais, which is just over 1,100 miles. And I never crossed a single roundabout. After crossing the channel and getting off the ferry at Dover, within about the first 2-3 miles, I think I went across about 4 or 5 roundabouts. So that gives you an idea of what the level of obsession in this country is with roundabouts, and I think it does show. So what we're going to do, guys, is just going to put another roundabout in. I want a nice big roundabout here, and what I want to do is push it slightly. Just kind of, I want it to. I want the roundabout road to go up the front of that in escarpment, with the one going back towards the highway and one going that way. I think that will work. So we're just going to. If we snick off that, and we should be able to. That should feed into here. And what I'm thinking is I don't want any more forestry. So what I'm thinking is maybe commercial, industrial on this side, residential going this way, with a view to building the university up here. So got the road here, and guess what? We're going to have another roundabout. But maybe not quite so big this time. So we're going to come in here, and what we're going to do is pick up. Now the problem I've got here is the fact that get people to move out to this area is going to take a little bit of effort, simply because people are not going to want to move in this area. The demand is going to be over here, and I think what we can do is we get in the 180 here. That. 180 there. Just Stick that off. Because the advantage I've got now is the fact that I can plan this city a lot more than I would. So we're going to actually lay the city out to be fairly efficient. And then we're just going to upgrade this straight away. We're going to go with sound barriers now because we're getting into... And of course I've gone the wrong way round. So we're just going to have to upgrade that. Change it that way. I'm going to upgrade that and that. I'm going to I've got the take that out. That can come that way. That can come that way. And that can come in here. Now, I'm just going to talk a little bit about roundabouts because what often you will see, and it does mystify me a little bit with when people put in roundabouts, and they what they do is they put in roads like this. In fact, let's go two-way roads. I don't put them in very often. And what you'll see is see people put in a junction like this, and this actually breaks the speed of the traffic having a junction like that. Besides the fact that you get traffic lights here, and to me that just seems a pointless putting a roundabout in and then putting a junction like this, because the traffic coming here will stop, slow down, and turn. And you're actually better off doing this. So, and I mean, you don't have to have a full width. I mean, you could do this with slip roads. Actually, that's quite like that. It's a bit of an accident there, guys, but I think we'll stick that out. And then we'll just reverse that direction. Now, the advantage you got with this is that now you've got a nice high-speed slip road off here. I mean, true, you're going to get traffic lights here. Is it traffic lights? No, it's a giveaway road, so we got a nice flow into there because that now flows into there like that. And I think what we're going to do is, as I say, generally I'm not a big fan of two-way roads, but I think in this case we're making an exception. So I think we're going to come up to here like that. And I'll just curve that round a little bit like that, and maybe we'll take you up like that, and then we'll take another road out like that, and maybe curve you in like that, and then we'll just stick out that bit there, and then I'm going to do exactly the same as last time. Put those in like that. So this is going to be our residential area. Now, I don't particularly want to take off roads off of this. I'm quite happy with this one junction here, and I think while I'm actually thinking about it, we're just gonna let's just get back again. This tool can be a little bit temperamental if you're in the wrong mode like that, and there's no more traffic lights. Good, get rid of those. And how are we doing? Well, we're losing population at the moment. We got more demand for commercial than industrial, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave that little bit there for the moment, and over here we're going to do exactly the same as I did before. Let's just grab here, and again we're just going to come through like that. And this one could be a bit more busier, so I think we're going to go to 200 for this one, like like that. I mean, the bigger the roundabout, the easier it is for the traffic to circulate. So we're holding our own with the university. Now, the reason for that, sorry about the digression, is that what I've actually done is, wow, obviously everyone likes the university. Let me just cancel that out. I can find here is I've actually put in a policy of universal education here. So the education is free. Now, I will give you a tip, guys, that don't give free education unless you've got a very strong economy, because I think it cost me about 40,000 a year. I can't remember now what's the, yeah, it cost me 44,000 a year because I don't collect tuition fees. So don't give free education until you've got a very strong economy to support it. Otherwise you will see your economy tank. But what I will say is, sorry, I'm coming back here, is that well, the music paused then. I was expecting for the message to say that a disaster is going to happen. What I will say though is you can see my student attraction thing shot right up, and it's just locked there all the time now. So if you want to get to level 5 and really have a good strong student population, just give free education. Just pop in an academic works here for artisanry. Yeah, so that's a good trick if you really want to get to a level 5 university and stay there. Yeah, free education is the way to go. What was it? 200, wasn't it? Yeah. Check out that. And this is going to be the noisy side of town, so we don't need to worry about sound barriers, although oops, I want to. I'm actually going to do this the proper way around this for once. Like that. And then we're just going to snick off that, like that. And probably come out straight. Okay. Take that out. Then we're putting a freestyle curve like that. Okay. That out. I'm just going to reverse that like that. Right, I think what we're going to do is just pull in some, if we can get a little bit of residential going. And we're just going to keep this very upmarket. I think we can afford to have houses along this branch. So what we're going to do is try and come across like that, like that. And then we're going to take that road out and come across like that. And we're going to go a little bit up market. We're going to come like that, and you're going to come in like that. And we're going to go across like that. Got a little bit of a gap there, but who cares? And then you can build back towards the highway like that. And stick off like that. And we're going to a couple of connections in like that. What I'm going to do is you across like that. Just connect these end roads up, but at the same time I don't want to encourage traffic. And what we're going to do is connect you to there like that, and of course we're going to go high density, and I think we're going to start in this area here. Let's put a bit of, and of course we're going to need water in here, so I think what we're going to do is just go straight up through like that, and connect you across like that, and we'll take the line from here like that, and you're going to come up. Oh, turn that off. Not sure why I turned that off, but never mind. Not the end of the world. 440. I'm just going to stick you out a little bit like that. And we've got our first people moving in. So we're going to have to, right, let's get, now what one thing I don't like doing is putting police stations on these two-way roads. You're far better off putting police and fire situation. Sorry about that. Yeah, single first building to move in, and I'm just going to knock it down. And what we're going to do is come across like that. I'm just going to connect you up like that. And what we're going to do now is get some education in. And I think we'll put the high school there because they won't mind if it's noisy. And what we're going to do is put the elementary school there. And health, we don't need a clinic, but what we will do is put in a spa there. Don't need that. Gymnasium's pretty big, don't really want that. And anything else here that we can put a community pool in. Maybe we'll put a community pool in up there. Drive there. And of course we're going to need a crematorium. And I think maybe we can just stick crematorium in like that. I'm not too worried about residents having access to this road, but one way you can solve the problem a little bit is if you come out like this and connect up through like that. And then what we're going to do is probably come across a bit more like that and come out and connect like that. And I'm just going to trim this back. Yep, I'm just going to have to come across like that. Nothing you can connect like that. So what we're going to need to do is connect these into the city with a metro system. Yeah, I think we'll do that straight away. So where's the metro system? Well, we got a metro line here and some space. So I think we're gonna hook you there. And right, you've got, where did I put that? Lost myself on the map. Okay, so I put the metro station there. What I'm going to do is put one here, and then we're going to come in about there, and then I think we'll put another one about there. I mean, eventually it will connect up. Okay, we've got a rail tunnel there, so we're going to have to connect through like that. And you're going to come through and hook up like that. And what this will do is provide a very fast link for people to come into the city. And we've got no water. That's fine. I'm just going to put you there, you there. And what we're going to do is connect you through here. And that should bring all these through with the park. And of course we're going to have noise here, so what we're going to do is just put in a little bit of a zone there like that, and you can come here like that, and I'm just going to put the drop there. Sorry about this, guys, but footpath's more important, and I think we're now there's no crossing here for people, so there's not much point in worrying too much about that. And what we're going to do is put a 4x4 there to take that out, take you across the back like that. And what we should be able to do now is put some more residences in like that. And just to show you guys, see, we've got no children, no teens, we've got young adults, and virtually everyone who's moving into this area because they're new residents are all uneducated. So what we're going to do is conduct an experiment here, and what we're going to do is put a public library about there. And just to show you the land value, the immediate impact of the library around here with the land value. And hopefully what that will do is that our residents here will come and visit the library, and maybe they will improve their educational standards. And well, next thing you need to do is connect up these. So I'll just drop in some here, but we'll take off area there because I don't want to inbuild into that. Actually, what we could do is where's the always a good standby is the Japanese garden. That fits in quite neatly in there. That will push the land value up a bit. Okay, back to commercial and industry, which is what we're going to need over here. Is that tree? A tree got in the way of the path. Okay. Now I will have a population problem with respect to demand, because this isn't going to be a very highly attractive area, and so we do need to pull people in. And I was over here, wasn't I? I was building here, so I think we can make this into a commercial area. So we're just going to up the. Let's have a 2-lane one-way road here. So let's just strike off here. Get back, put this back on, and we're going to come straight down like that. And again, we're going to try and make this place look attractive to people. I'm just going to come here. And of course, one thing I didn't do here, which was a bit of a fail, is I didn't zone this area as environmentally friendly. But I think we're just going to stick with this actually, but I will correct that mistake here with respect to in the commercial area, because I want the commercial area to be pretty environmentally friendly. Actually, what we're going to do is trim this back a little bit like this, and I'm going to put another area here like this. In fact, yeah, I think that will work. And what we will do is office specialization. I'm going to make this into high tech, and this into like that, and just get back here, and oops, because you really shouldn't have trees on a slip road, I suppose. Then again, who cares? Oops, these are the wrong way round. Get that the other way, and then again, I could have these 2-lane roads, but it's not. Okay, we're going to go with them, guys. Large roads. No, sorry, guys. I just think for a commercial area, this is going to be far better. Again, I'm going to leave enough space along the front edge here against any possibility that I need to upgrade that road to a highway. I'm just going to have a little bit of gridding across the front like this, and then maybe we'll come down. That's 20, that's 30, across like that, just like that, and across, and like that. And what we're going to do is quite a big wodge of commercial there, and of course we're going to have to come out with the water across like this, and like that. And of course we need to come down for 40 just to cover the industrial area here. I think we're going to put some cross ties in just to make sure nothing happens. And you come in like that, you come down like that next to the railway station, and that tree up, and then you're going to connect into there like that. Take out those. Pick that up. I'm just going to stick you across like that, and you across like that, and I'm just going to take out that there so that we got a turn round here, and got no power. Okay. Oh, come on, game. And what we're going to do is pop in the office specialization here. We're going to get, this is going to be quite a high-tech area, and so that's now connected up to that. The city's now growing. We've got a little bit of growth over here. We've got a bit of commercial coming in here, and kind of, I'd like to put trams, but can I get trams in here? We could have a metro, so actually let's go for a tram system. So we can turn that to our advantage, because we've got the turnaround road here. That's the wrong way round. So I'm going to put a second tram depot. I'm going to get it up about here. Like that. Now, what I want is a... put a... Yep, okay. Can we get that over? No, okay. what we're gonna have to do is maybe come out from here, and I'm gonna pause because we're gonna go through the power lines. Now I'm connecting this with a dedicated tram track because what I don't want is this to become a rat run for traffic. So by doing that, we're going to, of course, it means I'm going to, and what we're going to do is connect this up here. And do I want to come through there? I mean, people could walk through there, so we're going to come here, connect you up there, and just going to keep the tram route fairly tight. And I think you can come through here, come up here, come up here. Right. This is where it's going to ruin the road a little bit, and I think what we're going to do is come down here, put you into there, so that we got a link here with our traffic lights again. Great, thank you, game. You're just going to come round through here, back to here like that. So that will form a link round here. I'll probably extend it later on. Right, before I get annoyed. Get rid of that. Any more traffic lights sneaked in when I wasn't looking. Yep, get rid of you. You're out of power at the moment. Any more? No, there's no traffic lights over here because I didn't go for the. So what we're going to do now is just drop in the tram route. And what we're going to have is a one-way tram here. When the area isn't big enough to justify having. And you see, with two-way roads, the tram is there. And I'm just going to drop a. Of course, I've hook up that there, and of course we're going to need to get in the power like that. And we've now got this link through here like this. So what, and of course you can see here people can cycle over, just cycled across the tram tracks there. So people can cycle across and catch the tram, but they won't be able to use the road. And I think what we can do is just stick a little bit of a road that way and bring a road out like that, and it's going to that off like that, and bring a link over the highway here because I want these people to feel they can walk everywhere. Of course, one thing we don't have over here is garbage, so we're going to need to pop that in very quickly. And I'm aware of the time, guys, so we'll just do this, and then if any of you guys wonder, I'm not a big fan of monorails. I might use a monorail to provide a link through to the bigger industrial area maybe, but so I'm not the world's greatest fan of monorails. They're noisy, they don't really fit in to the general concept of what we call it, of the city layout. We're just gonna, I'm putting two one-way roads in here just in case I do need to grow the road outwards. So oops. So that reverts you. Take out this. Thought I'd reversed you. That was the right way round. It was just the other way that was wrong. what we're going to do is we're going to put our sanitation department out here, coming this way, I think. And we're going to go stay with the clean environment. If I can find it. There it is. What we're going to get is a couple of these in here. Have a nice clean environment. Queue through like that. That one. And that will mean that these will be able to flow down through. And there's no water, but that's no problem. They'll come out. 440. Back to there. 40 that way. That way. And up that way. 440. Just like that and like that. Of course, there's no power up here as well, so just gonna have to queue in like that. So we got some sanitation here. We've got trams running around this area. We've got a little bit of growth going on. I'm just going to fill you in like this. Actually, we can do the whole area like that, and just to drive this along a little bit better. Put another sauna up there. So just check the land value. The only thing that's going to really pull people into this area here is land value. Now we do have a bit of a problem in the sense that anyone coming in here has got to come in on the metro and then catch the tram over to here. So what we may need to do is kind of inclined to create a secondary branch line into here. So we're just going to, and I think we can put you back bang in the center here. Actually, what we could do is we'll just pause here. Oops, just deleted the rail line, but that's not a problem. And I think what we're going to do is you to there, you to there, you to there, and then actually then I don't actually really need this, do I? Actually, sorry about this, guys. I'm going to just pull you up to there and leave you here, here and here, and take you out there and hook you to there. What should happen is the metro should re-establish itself once it actually finds it can't. Actually, while that's doing, it's better connect the rail line up while I don't remember to the that's it. I'm just going to connect you to there. What that will do is allow people from up this residential area over here to run the metro, which will then bring down people to this area. I think the problem we got here is we don't have the educated people, so we need to draw on this part of the city to provide the education, because here at the moment we've got so you can see there's a few people now starting to get educated, so the library could be kicking in a little bit. So there's a few people So the library effect may be working. Yeah, we've had 24 visitors, so here we've got all uneducated people. Just check the education coverage, elementary. And again, just to show you guys, see here, this is not going to improve substantially until such time as these people have the ability to. Then this actually, what I'm going to do is put another elementary school there. We're probably going to need it anyway. And just check medical coverage, health. Let's have a quick look through. So what we got over here? Our community pool. We don't have anything to do with. I mean, this could be quite a big area, so what we could do is just drop that in. I mean, it's a bit overkill at the moment, but I think having a hospital in here could be useful. And eventually we will grow out the residential area here. I mean, obviously the railway lines will be a bit of a problem, but I think this will work eventually. And we've still got demand for commercial, so what we're going to do is fill this area in here. And we could stick out a little bit like this. I mean, we could go to leisure as well. In fact, there's a good chance we will expand into leisure in this area as well. So that's going to grow. We've got a big demand for office stuff, so we're going to put office through here. And we got space here, so going to. And office people don't mind working next to heavy roads, so punch out like that. And I think we're just going to go straight for it, guys. Just check the zoning, make sure that's okay. I'm just going to push the zoning out. Maybe we'll push the office out a little bit like that, and a bit like this. I mean, we could cross the railway lines here as well. And what we're going to do is just zone in this whole area here like that. Maybe we'll take out that area there. And actually what we will do is just put a park there. Get the land value up as high as possible. Actually, we could actually kind of think of it, guys. I haven't actually put in any parks yet for this city. Maybe we can have a park in here somewhere just to get everyone a little bit more happier, a little bit more amused. And one final thing to do, and I'm definitely going to wind the video up, is we're going to down a bit, up. Across like that. So people living here can get straight into the commercial area here. Not enough buyers for products. Yes, well, this is still an up and coming area. Let's just drop you in there. What we could do is just put a little band of ordinary offices along here, just to suck up any supplementary demand and provide a bit of a noise barrier. In fact, I think what I will do is come here and we're just going to just try and get the noise down a little bit by putting sound barriers through here. Might as well try and make everybody as happy as possible. Just have a quick check. Whoops. Noise levels. There's the noise from the metro. And of course, you can see the noise from the trams, and there's a little bit more traffic here. We've got massive noise from here, but you won't push too close to the highway with residential. Overall, the noise isn't too bad. Obviously, around the sports grounds, there's a lot of noise, and the industrial area here. This is annoying me a little bit, so I think what we might do is lay out a small ore industry here, just to make some. We need metals. So I'm getting very distracted, guys, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. What I will probably do is lay out in the ore area here off camera, because, well, I think most of you guys know how that now works. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.